Boom, we're back. Another episode of Applying Pressure. And guess who? Guess who we brought to the studio? The one and only 305 Sports. Mike. What's up, Mike?
What's up, man?
How are you doing?
I'm good, man.
Good. Glad to have you here. You had a little bit of a drive. Exit 1 to where we came down to like exit 32. You had to make a little drive. We appreciate, if you taking your busy schedule out, you got a lot of things going on, and you came on down here to South Fort Lauderdale, right?
Yep. I appreciate you, man. We've been doing this for a minute.
I'm in it, bro. We were just talking about how time flies by, right? I would have thought maybe you've been in the game 3-4 years. You're like, bro, I've been doing this for 6 years. Like, I'm old enough to be your dad, like your granddad. I watched you grow, and I think it all started. I threw an event back in the day, and you pulled up. I want to talk about that event because it was, the event itself was great, and
for sure,
you got to go there. You got to be there. You kind of your foundation 305 Sports was just warming up, just cooking. And you were able to come to that event, and since then, I just watched you take off, you and your brother, and it's been some people and other people, they might hate on that, or they might see you as a competitor. I've always looked at you as a friend, as a little brother, and I've always wanted to help out any way I could, and support, man. And it's just been great watching you grow. Let's talk about 305 Sports. Let's talk about how it started, where it started, and then up until that point, and we'll go from there. But talk about you and your brother. How this all happened?
Yeah, for sure. It started our junior year of high school. We played basketball all our lives, and it kind of started to transpire when we went to your event. We went and we saw some of the top talent in the country, the Thompson twins, the Tyler Hendricks, that Calvary squad, with the athleticism and all of that, like kind of put us on notice of like what real talent looks like. And it kind of just made us realize, like, hey, like 6 foot Cuban, maybe it won't pan out in terms of playing, but in terms of being in sports and sports media, we felt like there was a perfect avenue, and we believe that starting early was the best method. That's why we started 305 Sports our junior year. We've learned a lot since. It's been a grind. We were remote in Arizona for the past 4 years, going to school and doing this at the same time, also working full-time jobs and doing all of this, but it's all been worth it. It's all been a grind, and the best is yet to come.
Yeah, you talk about starting a business during COVID, pretty much, right? Like that event, I think it was just after COVID, or they were just kind of letting us back in the gyms. I think what it was. So we were having to come in there with masks and do it the right way, and we did. You talk about, we had team pressure. Josh Minot, Asar Amon Thompson, Ben Middlebrooks, Justin Abson was on that team, and then they were playing a loaded Calvary team. KT Kings. You talk about Greg Glenn, R.I.P. Greg, Tyler Hendricks, Marvell Allen. The list goes on. The amount of talent we had in that gym, and I still don't think there's been at least a basketball event that's touched that one.
That was a really good event, to be fair.
But football events, like you guys came in and you guys shut it down. You guys have absolutely shut it down. We got Adidas and Traz Powell this year. This is year 3, 4 on the event.
Year 2.
Year 2? No. Last year was your first event?
Last year was our first year.
But you guys have done other events, so I'm thinking of
basketball.
I'm thinking of other events, and your 7-on-7 events you guys have done. Like, is this something that you guys like thought about doing, since the beginning, or like how did you guys get into wanting to throw an event?
Yeah, we always had the platform to do things like that, but I feel like we built a great team with the Crib Classic and the guys that we work with, that we were able to use our platform to, do events for the community. 7-on-7, we gave the winning team $6,000. We gave $6,000 to Chaminade. We did the Dave Brower game, had over 5,000 spectators there, put on a great event for the community and for the kids. One last game in South Florida for the seniors. So, for us, it's all about continuing to elevate and get better. And I feel like the Crib Classic is definitely taken off. Adding Adidas and doing the event at Traz Powell is, another next step, and we're excited for what's to come.
I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited, to show up to your events and be a part of it and to see it. Like those are some of the hottest events in the nation. When it comes down to it, it's one of the hottest. The Broward versus Dade, you already got controversy, and controversy sells, right? Sex sells, and everybody wants. Last week we did all this work. I had 8 cameramen out. We got all these great one-handed catches, this and that. And at the end of the day, it was a post with Amir Sears and Jabari Brady yapping it up, arguing, flags flowing. That's what did the most views. So people like the controversy, Broward versus Days, who's better. And yes, it means a lot. It means a lot to those kids. They want to put on for their city. They want to represent. They want to, say who's on top. But I do want to scale back a little bit in your journey, because a lot of people don't know. You guys were in Arizona. Mm-hmm. You guys graduated from high school down here. Yeah. You went to college to pursue marketing career, right? Like
sports journalism,
sports management, sports journalism. And you were in Arizona, and you guys were building 305 Sports from AZ, and people were like, "Yo, if you knew, you knew." But you're like, "Mom, these kids are out here eating up all. They're not even here." Like, talk about how was that? Was there some obstacles? Did you guys ever maybe come to a point where you know what, we might have to put this on standby while we focus on our school or something? Talk about just that time in your guys' lives.
Yeah, I would say the hardest part was probably the time zone difference, because it's 3 hours behind. Mm-hmm. But let's say I get up at 11 in Arizona. It's already 3 o'clock in Miami. So it's like I'm delayed, So definitely had to start my days early and just definitely be committed with my brother. I think we were just both equally as locked in, and that's what helped us just stay consistent and never miss a day. Friday nights were the longest nights. We worked for Max Reps as well, so we were doing all of their coverage on social media on Friday nights and other days before, and also had that job with Yahoo Sports where we would have long nights as well. And meantime, I'm also doing 305 Sports, so I would say having a twin brother that has a like-minded characteristics has helped us. And I mean, honestly, we knew from the jump when we got there freshman year, hey, we're going to take this all the way. We're going to keep pushing hard. We're going to keep growing. And hopefully by the time we graduate, we put ourselves in a position where this is something that we can work on long term and grow into something that we hope is going to go a lot further.
Yeah, and I've been there, starting my business. I think one of the biggest things, and I always say this to young, people out there who want to build up a media company or be a photographer, you have to be consistent. And that's where pressure has fallen off in the past. I didn't have a brother. It's been me. Yeah. And I think a lot of camera people come in and it's just them, and they want to build their brand. You're blessed and fortunate to have that brother to be able to, hey, pick up my slack, I pick up yours, encourage me. We're doing this together. Team players. You guys are sports guys, so I mean, you guys come from a background of building teams and winning and doing stuff together. So I think that's huge, is the consistency, and that's why you guys haven't skipped a beat, because you guys have just been nonstop. And I think it's inspired a lot of people and other people to build their own teams now. Mm-hmm. You got kids like the 561 Tribe. They've kind of all rallied around each other to try to build something bigger than just their individual selves. You guys, you put the damn pressure on pressure, and I'm like, I gotta step my game up. These guys are out here killing it, hotbed. He's like, I gotta step my stuff up. All these other people. So you've really, I mean, whether you know it or not, you've inspired, the creators. And there's just great creators too, and I just encourage you guys all, just support each other, man. It's about, if you're coming into this, your main thing shouldn't be, I'm gonna go make $20 at a game, taking pictures for a kid. If you're not really coming into this to want to help a kid get to the next level, you're not a media, and that's I think what a lot of the schools and school systems are trying to clean up on the sidelines. Is they don't want contractors, cameramen coming out and just trying to make a buck.
For sure.
Media and some of the old heads, they get mad at this. They're like, this, social media is blah blah blah, and I have to argue with them. We're not the newspaper, but I guarantee we're getting more views than the newspaper does these days. And nobody's really watching Fox News at night. They're going to Instagram. They're going to Twitter. They're going to X. Sorry, but thank you for pushing me, for pushing the masses. You know, you work with Max Preps, Yahoo Sports, and you've handled those accounts, right? Like, talk about that journey. I know your brother interned with ESPN. Like, a lot of you guys don't know this, but these guys have put in the work. It wasn't just showing up with a camera, being and posting stuff. Like, these guys, they went to Arizona, they worked on their craft, they networked with some of the biggest sports media companies in the nation. Talk about what that's done, you know, to elevate you.
Yeah, I started with Yahoo Sports my sophomore year. I got hit up by them to do their socials, and really, they didn't have a big team at the time, but maybe 3-4 people. I came in, you know.
3-4 people on what, for Yahoo Sports?
For Yahoo Sports
for
at the
Yahoo
time.
Sports, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more now.
Right.
But yeah, at that time it wasn't growing as big, and we had a great team. We did a good job growing it year round. This was during like Caitlin Clark prime, or like Shadur in Colorado, like anything Deion Sanders would hate.
Yeah.
Like definitely learning more of that at the national level has helped. Like, cause I was used to doing just South Florida, you know, high school, college pros, but like with Yahoo, it's anything. Yeah, you're up at 5 a.m. to watch the Women's World Cup and cover it, and have to do a graphic after the game, or find a good press conference interview, or work with a team. You know, you have meetings, you have an editor that sends you stuff, or podcast clips that you have to share, stuff like that. So definitely learned a lot from there, and same with Max Reps. You know, my old boss Chris Stonebreaker was definitely super useful in terms of learning about UGC and learning about, you know, the way social media works. You know, he's been doing it for almost 2 decades. So a guy like that, like, he had a lot of sauce that he taught my brother and I. And then we were just as passionate with high school sports and all of that. So we really meshed well, and I have a good relationship with the guys over at Max Reps. And, you know, we worked with them last year, and we decided to step away just because 305, like, we really want to take it to next level and prioritize all of that. So, you know, for us, it's been a great journey, and like, it's our first year being in Miami, being in South Florida, being able to do this, like, go to events and stuff like that. So we've set the foundation these past few years to really take over, and I think it's going to start happening soon.
I mean, it is happening. It's not starting to happen. You guys are killing it, bro. I mean, it's. I think another one right now is backyard. I know you guys always talk it too, and I think it's you found a niche, right? 305. We're gonna cover all the top 305 sports. You know, and it turned into Miami Heat, Miami Hurricanes. You know, with backyard, he went out there which is the hardest thing to film ever between all sports and any level. It's youth football. If you've ever been on a Saturday morning at 8 a.m. to watch 5U, you know, final score 6-0, you know, but it's brutal. And then come around 10, 11, 12 o'clock, you got the Heat. You know, like literally the Heat.
Yeah.
Like, it's the most brutal thing, and he's been out there. He's been grinding, and he found a niche. He found something, and he's been consistent with it, and it blows up. So you have to you know, find your niche. You have to find your lane. You have to stay in your lane, and then just be consistent. We got playoff football. We got high school basketball starting. I talked about this in the last episode. It's always been hard for me as a one-man band to try to juggle that. Yeah. And I think for you guys too, you guys kind of get into the basketball scene a little bit later. And track too. Track has been phenomenal for, like, nobody would have thought, like, track. Now I see other platforms starting to post track too. Like, nobody ever posted track. But, you know, there's an audience there, and it goes in with that niche. And football, and a lot of these football players are running track, so you kind of get to keep up with their journey and see who's faster, right? Let's talk about the playoffs first. And, you know, what are your thoughts on everything? And it's been a little drag, you know, these first round, but there's been some good games. Let's talk about the McCarthy Atlantic game. Nobody really thought to be there and see that game. Probably a lot of people thought Atlantic would take that, and we're waiting to see them play St. Thomas. But let's talk about some of these games in the playoffs. What teams have shocked you? What teams are exciting? And you're looking forward to coming up?
Yeah, for sure. Shout out Chop and MacArthur. You know, I went to go check them out in the preseason, and they surprised me. Like, they were a big team. Like, they looked good on both sides, and definitely a great win for first year head coach.
Job.
That's a hell of a win.
Mm-hmm.
Atlantic's a great Palm Beach program. So I'm definitely looking forward to the West versus Central this week.
We could talk about
South
that
Ridge,
for a
West
whole
Broward,
episode.
True North, Chaminade. Some great games. I think it's starting to heat up. We're now like we're looking at some careers ending this week. Some high school careers ending, which is like crazy because it's only regional finals. Like some of these teams are, if they wouldn't have to face each other this early, like they can meet in the state
And
championship.
then have a couple more games left, right?
Yeah. So
Let's talk about the Western Cent for a sec, all right? That's the game.
Yeah.
The game that everybody looks forward to. It doesn't matter if it's playoffs or during the season. Like we want to see them play 3-4 times a year. It would be great every time. It's the only time you're going to see Traz full from top to bottom. Central made some noise in the last game, making it a game at the end and coming back. And, again, this Northwestern team is just on paper unbelievably, stacked.
Yeah.
No Teddy this year and still just blowing people out the gates. What is it about rivalries? What is it about that game that you can't count neither one of them out, no matter the day, no matter who's on the team?
Yeah, I mean that rivalry's been big way before I started 305 Sports, and when we first started, that was our second game that we ever went to, Central versus the West, with Cam Kitchens on the field, guys like Amari Daniels, Yokeith Brown, Keywan Jenkins. Like that's what we first started watching, man, and that game was intense. Romello Brinson had a hell of a game there. That rivalry is different, and we've watched those guys even in the off season, like when I remember one time I was at Northwestern practice and Central pulled up to the practice and they were like, "Yo, like show us something, like we want to see what's up, like y'all don't scare us." And I was like, "Oh wow!" Like we held on to that clip, we used it before the game a few probably a month or two ago, and I know Central definitely wants to get back. I know the West is hungry because last year they went to the state title, but that game never happened.
Yeah.
Because Central got their season.
Yeah, who was it? I'm trying to think.
Their season got they got suspended. And all their games got they took L's. But so this is really the game. Like it's a lot at stake. Like I said, careers are gonna end. Like there's a lot. Like this big games for Brandon Kinsey, CJ, and Nick Lanier. Like these guys live for this game. I think this is a game they've all been waiting for. This is a state championship game.
This is a state championship game for sure.
So
you guys have done a great job, by the way, with I don't know, organizing your clips or like going back in the archives and just following up with those players. I want to talk about that for a second because that's been the best part of doing this is watching kids go on to the next level. Whether it be college and now, we've both been in this so long that we've met kids this age in the NBA and the NFL. Like they're on the biggest stage and nobody has what we have in our own backyard. From 5'6", 954 to 305. Like the talent down here is second to none across the world as far as athletes. And we're not just a football state anymore. We're a basketball state.
Yeah.
But before I get to that, because I could go all over the place, but I do want to just talk about what's that been like for you, and you've been on the sidelines at those Hurricane games too.
Yeah.
And watched, Restrepo just got in the game, got his first start with the Tennessee Titans this week. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, like praise the Lord, this kid deserves it.
Yeah.
If anybody deserves it more, it's this kid because he's put in the work and he's fell off however and why ever, he produces and he went in the game and he produced. But what's that like watching these kids and following their journeys?
Yeah, I think that's the best part about it. The storytelling aspect is that's what makes it entertaining and this is a job, but for us it's you're enjoying what you do. That's what the kid what we when we were kids, when we first started 305, that's what the goal was, to enjoy it, to story tell, to say create, to share stories in an engaging way and build an audience. That's what it was from the jump. So seeing guys like Jeremiah Smith, Malachi Toney, CJ Bailey, LaWayne McCoy, Ruben Bain, the list goes on. Seeing those stories from when they were in high school, maybe not the biggest recruit, whatever, to where they're at today. That's why we've been to the Combine for 3 years in a row now, the NFL Combine in Indianapolis every February. We go interview every player from South Florida. And, even Miami Hurricanes guys, so Cam Ward, stuff like that. Being able to share those stories and and really put it on notice in a good way. Social media, like iPhone coverage, like it's very unique and it really stands out. And we've been able to do some really dope stuff. Like with Cam Ward, we had a pre-draft workout where we brought 10 quarterbacks from South Florida. So all around all 3 counties, we brought the top quarterbacks in South Florida to work out with Cam Ward. Brought some of the top receivers, Nick Lanier, Alvin Russell, J-Rock, the list goes on. Like setting up something like that, like was super dope. And it shows like our storytelling, like the athletes see it, the fans see it, the programs see it, like everybody sees it, everyone can appreciate it. So I think it's been very dope, the storytelling.
You guys are showing love. And I know what that's like. You're at a press conference, right, with 100 other media people, and they weren't there. You weren't with me shooting in the gym, right?
For real.
And when you ask your question and they see Michael and the thing, and they're like, oh, that's my guy right there. Maybe you see a smile, like, oh, I'm about to answer a question from someone who's been there with me since the beginning. So it's all about love. It's all about the give back, and if you're not in it, again, if you're not in it for those reasons, then what are you here for? These games are so special. Former athlete, and it's a lot of media people. They're not typically athletic people. At least the older heads. I think more athletes are kind of getting into it, and they see other people. Again, we've been fortunate to be able to influence, the people underneath us. So. It's just a crazy world, and everything's changing. Now NIL's in the picture.
Yeah.
You guys are doing cool stuff with Victory, Insoles, college hunks moving. Talk about that, because at first I seen the first one, maybe a year or two ago, right? Like when I did the first one, I'm like, okay, how's that gonna work, whatever. But then you did another one, so they came back. They seen some value out of it. Like there's value in an audience, and it's not just sports. Like an athlete with influence could sell anything. It doesn't have to be tennis shoes. It doesn't have to be Victory Insoles. It could be, everybody has to move. Everybody needs health insurance. Everybody needs, we're talking about a tax company might come in and help out here soon. But, there's an audience out there with TikTok Shop and all these crazy things. There's a market to be able to make some bread and to utilize your name, image, likeness to be able to sell products and services. So talk about that for a minute, and how you guys got into that, and what's working, and what do you guys see maybe the future for you guys going as far as NIL?
Yeah, I mean, we've worked with some awesome companies, College Hunks, Victory Insoles, Dick's, House of Sport, in Daylight Mall. Like, we definitely like to work with the best, and we've done a good job at that. And now with these athletes, what we're doing with NIL is, hey, like, we can use our platform, and we can use a kid. And obviously, get the kid right, pay the kid, and, do an easy video, get them to do it, say a script, get a few clips, and then we'll take care of the rest. And for these companies, they're getting what they're paying for in terms of outreach and stuff like that. Because sometimes when you just do a deal with a kid and he does a video or whatever, it won't do as well. Maybe he'll get 100 likes, something like. We're doing these videos, they're getting 200,000 likes, 200,000 views, 10,000 likes, and this is on an ad.
Yeah.
That's not very normal.
Yeah, because I see even just athletes by themselves might just post something, an ad, right? And I see their views nobody's really supporting or liking that, right? So you have to
make it
entertaining.
Unique, definitely make it unique, creative. We've done stuff with Javian Mallory, with Coy at Heritage, Ken Dobson. Guys like that. We did a video with Zamari Sanders and Jason Lopez for FIFA Club World Cup.
I seen that.
We did a video with them, stuff like that. It's super cool, organic, able to incorporate athletes as well, and get them a little bag and get them some publicity for videos, and I'm sure that goes a long way, and the families can appreciate it as well. The coverage for their sons. So we love doing this, and we love working with awesome companies. So I think we'll definitely keep doing more of that in the future.
Absolutely, because the kids need it, man. These kids, I talk to kids all the time, and I won't say any names, but there's a kid now who's Oregon wants me. They say if I just verbally commit, they'll pay me $10,000 a month, and I'm thinking about just doing it because I need the money. And like be patient, be careful who you're working with. I think there's a lot of people, because now NIL is there. There's a lot of adults that are leeches, and they're in it for the wrong reasons, and they're looking for themselves, and not find someone who is genuine, who wants to help you. You know, work with people that you can trust. Don't chase a bag and jump into a situation that's going to get you in trouble. Because I'm hearing from one of the top NIL people around here, their main focus and their program, what they're doing is not NIL. It's trying to teach financial literacy, because now kids are signing $200,000, $500,000 NIL college deals. They're going to buy moms a car. They're going to spend on whatever. They're not thinking about taxes.
Yeah.
And now they're going in debt. It used to be, in the pros, you hear about Adrian Peterson and Sebastian Telfair. Have you seen some of those stories with him? And now he's on the streets doing his laundry at the 25-cent mark. And it used to be you go to the pros and then get broke, and now kids are going to college, and it's not you go into debt with student loans. It's not that. You're going into debt because you don't know how to spend that bread, or save some of that bread, or put it in the right places.
Yeah.
So be careful, work with the right people, and work with 305. Inbox him, ask him to send you some victory insoles. How many inboxes do you get flooded with? Hey, can I get us some, or how can I do a commercial? Or...
We actually had a kid from London that just moved to South Florida. We have a video coming out soon.
Nice.
He hit us up. He was like, "Hey man, I just moved from London, 6'5". Can I do a victory?
Basketball, soccer?
Yeah, basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll see. I forgot his name. My brother did the video with him yesterday, but.
And what made him?
Well, they call him the British Anthony Edwards. He has like a few videos that overtime.
Okay, so he can actually hoop.
Yeah, no, he's a hooper, and
it wasn't his accent that sold you.
Nah, and it's a good storyline. Like kid from London just moves to South Florida. Is he a bucket? Like you'll see. That's a good storyline. Like I said, these storylines that we can create like out of nothing. Like it's not like somebody has all these storylines like on a whiteboard or something. Like this is just stuff we're coming up with. Like from going to the games, from covering stuff. Like we're seeing like, okay, hey, Miami, all their freshmen are contributors. The Malleys, the Precious Geralds, the Pringles, like, and we've been covering them since they were in high school. Like stuff like that is super unique, and when we cover it, like our audience knows, hey, like we know why you're covering this because we've seen this stuff before on your page.
Yeah.
We've seen this Malley stuff, like you would think, hey, like why are you posting so much Malley? So people want to see it.
Yeah.
People want to see this kid. The kid's representing Miami. The kid's putting on for his city. He's stepping up at the biggest stage. Like, that's like so awesome to see. Like,
the kid is killing it. Literally,
that's
the kid is crushing it right now. And who doesn't want to see Mally? Like, those people complaining, they're haters. Let's just be real. Because it's not you, right? But I get that too. It's like, why are you posting? Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This kid is doing something right. Learn from it. Learn from him. Showmanship is so huge. A couple years ago, it really clicked when the NIL thing. I think it was Sean Ababe. He went to an Under Armour event, and when he walked in, there was all these digital screens and everything, and it was analytics. How many people he can reach from his Twitter account. How many people is he capable? Like that's what it comes down to. And you're not gonna build an audience by handing the referee the ball. Or and if you are, you probably did something great to get there, but you have to do something off the field. Start a podcast, get on gaming channels. A lot of these kids too are doing the homeschool route, and they're not in the schools. They're not building a friendship and a group. They don't have really a group behind them.
Yeah.
So it's how do you market that? You need friends. You need to put yourself out there in the world and interact. Some way, shape, or form. And that's important. Because these it comes down to the dollar. These colleges want an ROI, and that's a return on their investment. So if they're going to spend $500K on you on an NIL deal, that's because they think they're going to make $1 million off you in jersey sales, right? The ticket, or someone's going to buy season tickets or something. So it is a business. Do good business. Adults, come on, do the right thing by these kids. 305 Sports is in the building. You guys are growing. You guys are here in your backyard again. People probably didn't know you were in Arizona building this thing. How has it been now, just different this year, being on the ground, being at these games? How have you seen yourself, grow just in the short amount of period of time?
Yeah, definitely it's been a little bit different in terms of the coverage. Like we're doing more iPhone, reels, quick film, edit, post. When we were in Arizona, we would have my homie Will pull up. He would send me the footage. Maybe we would post it quick, or sometimes we would turn it into carousels. So definitely less carousels now, unless it's like a UM or Miami Heat, Dolphins, something like that. But like it's been taking off, in terms of the reels. Our TikTok, we're at 290,000 followers, about to hit 300. YouTube, 50,000. We've been growing that super well since January. Definitely want to get that 100K plaque. That's the goal for sure.
Yeah.
So just growing on all sides, events. Hopefully this next year we can do something like on 305 Day, put on a good event for the community. So yeah, I mean, definitely a lot more to do, a lot more ideas that we have that we need to execute. But for sure, everything's gone well so far. Like being able to go to all these events, because like it's hard to tell my friend, hey, on a Thursday, pull up to True North versus St. Andrews.
Yeah.
Like when I'm in Arizona, I just got to do it myself,
Yeah.
like little stuff like that. So being able to do that now finally is definitely helps us, show love to more athletes. Because like some people, like you said, some people don't even realize like, hey, you guys don't show love to X school or to X athlete. Like, what's this? But like, bro, it's first it's a two-man show, and second, like, I was in Arizona, bro. Like, I'm trying my best, like, but it's hard to get everybody,
Yeah.
Especially like not only do I have the 305, I had a full-time job, I had school, I had a life.
Yeah.
I had to go to the gym, like. So
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but like definitely like locked in, like that, like everything. I had everything, but like number one, when you wake up in the morning, 305 Sports. Like that's the priority. That's the goal. Like that's why you wake up and go to work. Like we've had that set in stone since we were 18 years old.
Yeah, there's no turning back now. What for, right? Like
Yeah.
there's only moving forward. Any advice to up and coming creators? I talked about consistency, but I want to hear from you. What do you think? Advice to the younger generation behind you, trying to maybe get to where you're at one day.
Yeah, definitely the consistent thing. Even though like that's repetitive, like it really is true. Like if you go look at our page, we have over 9,000 posts in the course of 6 years. Like we haven't missed a single day in 6 years of posting. In terms of providing coverage of something, and even on dead days, even on our birthdays, like when you're with your family, like, hey, you still gotta get something up, bro. On Christmas, like, you gotta still get something up. Like, my advice would be definitely, like you said earlier, find your niche, like, find what people want to see, and keep going, keep doing it. Like, if you're really good at voiceovers, if you're really good at reels, and it's hitting, keep spamming it. Like, don't change it. Like, and stay consistent, and you're gonna build an audience. Like, it's honestly like not that hard. Like it's just being consistent, it's knowing what's good, providing quality content. If you're sharing a story, do it well, and learning. Like if you go look at the voiceovers my brother did 4 years ago, not only is he a squeaker on the microphone, like the script wasn't that great. Maybe the editing wasn't perfect, but like you grow and you get better, and you look 4 years you look back and you're like, oh wow, like I learned a lot.
Whose idea was it to start the voiceover? And I ask because some people don't like stepping out of their comfort zones. They don't like trying new things.
Well,
you have to try new things. You have to test new things. You have to test to see what works. But
yeah, I mean, definitely my brother started it, and he's the one that does all the voiceovers. So shout out to him. Definitely works very hard in doing that. But there was a stretch when we were at ASU where he just wasn't coming out with as many voiceovers like consistently. And like I kind of honed in on him and was like, yo, bro, like if you lock in on this, like you're gonna become the voice of this company and become a very well recognized voice, like in terms of storytelling.
This is 5-star.
Gosh.
That's the voice.
Yeah,
everybody knows now.
We had a conversation about it, and he started going on like really a lot harder with the voiceovers, and it's worked out well. Like Like that's like a very big part of our brand, the voiceovers, and like super cool way like to use their content, to use our own clips, and then do a story after. Like it's like an article in and of itself.
They're
like,
getting better.
Yeah.
They're still getting better, and they're already great. But again, the storytelling is.
Yeah.
Like I learned a lot, like things I didn't know. Like, oh wow, I didn't know. You know, the one you did with number 5 from Plantation, Hollywood.
Yeah.
We did him one about the offers that he received, and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't realize he got that many offers, and that you know that you told a story, you gave knowledge, facts, and people learn, and that, you know that's what people want to.
And that's the cool part
because they didn't know.
Because that's a 0-star kid, you know, had a hell of a game. You can do a story on that. Now it could be same for a 5-star. You do another video voiceover like that, or a Mally or a JJ. Like the voiceovers work for anything, and you obviously you have to learn like the first 3 seconds are super important in a video. You gotta catch people's attention.
3 seconds.
You gotta keep people watching. Can't get them scrolling. Like once you learn those things, like it gets easier and it gets fun. Yeah. You enjoy it. Like you're filming and you're like, okay, I know I got my shot from my first clip. Let me keep rolling with the rest. Like
that's what I try to with the young shooters that even now we're bringing on, and you know trying to coach and train them up is, okay, you sent me the touchdown. Where's my first 3 seconds of the clip?
Yeah. You
know, I could get creative and maybe use the first 3 seconds of him just crossing the end zone, but keep recording. I need the celebration. Get over to the sideline if you can. Swing by and get him up close and personal. Give me the 3 seconds of him talking trash before the game, and I'll use that 3 seconds and then post the touchdown. Yep. But those first 3 seconds, you have to. I mean, that's the algorithm, right? That's that people are swipe. So you know, it's you have to be creative. All right, what's next? We really didn't talk about playoffs too much, but the West and Cent, True North and Chaminade. Does True North have a shot here?
I could see him having a good first half, but that run game, Chaminade's run game is too
Edison made it close for a second. I think we had like a 12-21 game.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I was surprised with that score, but
me too.
But I don't think they can stop Derek Cooper, honestly. And then you got Arwin Jackson, you got a Prince Lee. Like that running back room is really, really good.
Deep. I mean the wide receiver room is deep.
Even deeper.
And I didn't know the QB had wheels. I seen him take off. Like he's just been sitting back there all. I seen him with a running touchdown last week. I'm like, man, this kid's fast too. Like didn't know, but I mean.
And that's another storyline that we've taken off with this year. 14-year-old quarterback.
He's still 14.
He was 13 at the beginning of the year.
Because I called him like 15 or something. Like someone was like 14. But
I
thought he had a birthday. It's been a while. He just turned 14.
Like that's like hell of a story. 14-year-old kid starting on a varsity top 25 program. Like.
And
I just envision myself being 14 and having to do something like that. Like, 14.
No way.
Like that's unbelievable. That's respect, man. That's awesome story, and the kid's only gonna get better. And he's at a great program. He's like in a big spotlight as well. Like they had CJ Bailey a few years before, and they've won states for 5 years in a row, I believe. So like. That's gonna be an awesome story to look out for. And we watched him at our 7-on-7. He came in and won the MVP at our 7-on-7 and put on a great show performance. And I was like, oh, nice. Like, they have an 8th grader freshman playing. But then when he came out and started against West Boca, I was like, whoa, wow, like, this kid won the job. And then just stay consistent. Like he had a tough game against St. Francis, which is a hell of a team.
Yeah, who doesn't have a tough game against St. Francis?
And then he went and beat Heritage. At the time, they were top 10.
Yeah.
He's had dogfights against STA. Like, kid's a dog, man.
Battle tested.
Yeah.
He's earned his stripes for sure. Another one you had mentioned, Southridge and West Broward. West Broward, young team.
Yeah.
But they make few mistakes. They've got, they're battle tested.
Yeah.
We just talked about Amir Sears and Jabari Brady going at it last week, sophomore DB, number 1 DB in the nation. How do they match up against this Southridge team, who really neither one of them have go on the distance. West Boca, I still don't count them out.
No,
Count
definitely
Javian Mallory out. He'll take over a game by himself.
Yeah, that'll be a state semi game. Whoever wins that Southridge game will probably play West Boca.
That'll be a great one.
Yeah, no, but I mean, both teams, great teams, honestly. Like, I went to both schools multiple times during the offseason, and Southridge is big in terms of trenches with Ryan Moret. They have a great quarterback in James Perrone, great running back room. They got a kid from New York that came down here, he's balling out. And the receivers are solid. Like, they have a great team.
Is James the best quarterback you've seen down here this year?
Definitely up there. I would have to probably, give the nod to like a Diabell, even though he hasn't played a lot this year. But I watched Zach Cass the other day. He looked really good. James looked great against Central. Who else can I mention? Neiman is having a great year. GB has been consistent this year. Probably Malik, but yeah, I'd have
He's up there.
to get back to you about that answer.
Yeah. No, if Diabell was, I don't think there's a question. Diaz.
Yeah.
He's a special talent, and we got to see him go out with a bang. I think that hurt us all a lot.
For sure.
And another thing that's going to hurt our transition, we'll move away from football and basketball, is not being able to see J-Rock hoop this year and not being able to see Gump hoop this year. But I don't think so anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But those are things that we look forward to coming up in the season,
For sure.
and they're going off to college. So let's talk about basketball. Who are you excited about this year? There's, again, those teams not as exciting now because those players aren't going to, show up. But who are we covering this year come basketball season?
Yeah,
Calvary.
Definitely Columbus. Definitely Calvary and Caden Daughtry. I definitely want to go to some other schools that I haven't been able to go and check out before, like Coral Glades.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Kennesaw State commit that we did a victory video with, and kid's a good athlete. First D1 commit out of that school. So, Central, the West is the game we went to last year. Great storyline, great environment. Like, we want to go to good environment stuff. Show that South Florida environment. We want to show good storylines of good athletes that are standing out. Whether that's in Dade or Broward. We'll definitely start locking in more on that once the football season ends. I know it's starting now, and we were at that Made Hoops event last week,
Yep.
but football's king down here, and we're really still getting into we still got a few more weeks of that football content that you gotta squeeze before you want to throw out that basketball stuff.
So I will tell you this, my views and your views and likes, they drop from football to basketball. They just do. That's what happens. But I would say I got some pretty good love on the basketball that we've been doing this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's starting to catch up and people are starting to realize.
Yeah.
Prolific prep. People wanted to see what that was about. They came all the way from California, and they filled up the gym every single time I've seen them play this year. So you got, the prolific preps. We talked about all these teams. Riviera, Beach, and Stranahan, both state championship contenders. St. Thomas Aquinas,
Yep.
They're bringing back, and you guys did a victory, and so
DJ Sanders.
commercial with DJ. Yep. So I think people are, starting to get a little bit more in tune with it.
Yeah.
I think it's up to the players. We can do as best as we can do covering a sport, but basketball, you guys got to get a little bit more of that football swag and bring it to the basketball court. I think what it comes down to, when in New York and up north and some of these big basketball, it's why is it? Because they're talking trash, because they're flashy. I think basketball down here has just been a little bit, maybe just robotic or something.
We had the Boozers for the past 4 years, and they dominated. But they dominated.
But they didn't get a whole lot of views and likes though either.
Yeah,
they were the Spurs. They're just really I'm gonna win this game.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah. It was good, but it wasn't good for.
Yeah, I think
television.
I think Jackson Richardson was great.
Yeah.
I hate that he left Columbus, man. That was a guy that I wanted to watch his senior year. That guy's fun to watch.
Yeah.
And he's good for content. Guy jumps out of the gym.
Insane. I wonder where he gets that from.
His brother was a monster too. He had a buzzer beater to go to overtime from half court against Prolific Prep once on ESPN.
Oh my gosh.
He played against AJ DeBanso. That was a hell of a shot.
Yeah. And I think he I mean, he shocked a lot of people too. That on Michigan State, the 1 year he was there,
Yeah.
he
Just
went
had
there
18 the
off
other day.
Bench, off the bench, he was averaging like 20
Yeah.
there. He'd come out
Yeah.
and win games for him.
There's a few guys, man. Jet Howard had 30 the other day. Josh Mina was starting. You know, like, love to see that, man.
Yeah,
Love to see that.
I actually talked to Josh yesterday. I called him and he was excited. He just went from the bench. He's still 20, 25 minutes a game, and he went like 7 for 8, two of 3 from 3-point land. He had like 8 boards or something, like 16 and 8 or something coming off the bench. They got the win. He's like I was just feeling it. He sent me a clip. He was like, I didn't even care, bro. He was like if I'm gonna go out, like I'm gonna go out my way. Like I'm gonna go out here and you know what I mean, like give it my all. And he showed me a clip where there was still like 19 seconds left on the shot clock. He just came down and pulled up, whack. Like everybody's like, no. He's like, whack. But again, like how great is that? We got to cover those those kids. Jet Howard.
Yeah, my first event ever was a basketball all-star game. Team Mina versus Team Arturo Dean. They were the captains, and I'll never forget that. We were still juniors in high school. We put up an event. We had all the masks on. We had to go through all the COVID guidelines and all that shit. And it was awesome. It was awesome to see that. Justin Neely, guys like that, still keep up with their stories and wish them the best of luck. That's awesome to see those guys and either transfer, go play pro. Awesome storylines.
We'll end it with this. What's next for 305? Do you guys do anything with the Dolphins and Heat? I know you do a lot with the Canes, but are you guys connected with Dolphins?
Yeah,
Heat too?
we're working on it. Definitely.
Hey, come on, Heat. Hey, come on now. That's the hottest thing in 305 right here. You guys better tap in.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely have that in the next year.
Okay.
That's the goal for sure. I think we provided great content and coverage of those teams, and the next step for us is being able to be in the building and provide those stories like in person, able to speak to athletes, film interviews, pressers, all of that, pregame stuff. Even like storylines like Taylor Hendricks in Miami, back home in Miami. We can do stuff off things like that. So we definitely want that access so we can maximize it. And once we do get that, I know we'll maximize it for sure.
So did I kind of answer that question? Is that what you think's next? Is maybe tapping in and being
in terms of our coverage, that's next for sure. And then, just continuing to elevate our content. Working with brands, with the events. See what we can do now with track season coming up. Looking forward to that. Honestly, that's an awesome time of the year.
You should do a track event.
Yeah,
like have them in like potato pouches and like two silly races like that or something like that. Silly relay races.
I'm thinking more like 200 meters, Amari Sanders.
Back pedal, 200 meters.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so the event is coming up. You guys throwing the Broward versus Dade. Tell the people date, time, how do they get tickets? Go ahead and promote the event.
Yeah, December 20th, the Crib Classic Dade versus Broward. You can get your tickets on our link in bio or cribclassic.com. We're doing early bird tickets, so it's 50% off right now. We're going to have a bunch of events. We're going to have a little rod game. We're going to have a youth football game with a Brick City. We're going to have a girls flag football game, and then the Dade Broward game to end it at night. We had a great event last year. Had some of the top guys play in it. Nasha Montgomery, Cortez Mills. A great squad on Dade. We had Teddy Bridgewater coaching. Broward came out with the win. Had Andrew Indorf, go crazy. Had a few guys like Sean Pascal from Blanche Ely who won the MVP. That was a great story that we were able to tell as well. Definitely for a lot of these seniors, it's a special event. They put on for the city in terms of accessories, what they're wearing. They put on grills. They go all out for this, and we're definitely gonna do everything we can to maximize the event for the athletes and have them have a good time. Adidas is gonna give them everyone cleats, so we look forward to providing them with some awesome gear and make a whole week out of them and put them on the spotlight of South Florida. So we're excited for that event, December 20th. After the state title games and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, I definitely gotta see you there.
Well, for sure.
Bro, that's gonna be. I'm telling you, it's great for content. That's what's awesome about doing these events too, is that we know what hits. So if we're able to make the event, like the content's the easy part.
Yeah.
Like that's not an issue for us. Like we'll take care of that. And last year it showed like we had some videos do a lot of views and we still repost stuff that gets millions of views from the event. So definitely looking forward to it. And yeah.
December 20th, I'll be there. Don't miss out. I heard Kodak was performing at halftime. Can we work on that at least? Like, Kodak, what up? Viva! Pressure Athletics, applying pressure. Thank you, Michael. Pleasure. Always. I'll see you on the sideline somewhere soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, tap out.
No pressure.